Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Nathalie. I'm a counsellor and certified in the new creative journal approach. If you are curious about this approach, feel free to watch my intro video. The link is in the description box below. Before beginning, it is a good idea to ground yourself with your favorite beverage. I have a cup of tea here and you may want to light candles or anything to create a calm, inviting space. Today's video is inspired by the bridge, which is a new creative journal technique. Anne-Marie Jobin is the creator of this technique, and the links are also in the description box below. You will need a double page for this activity. On the left-hand side, we are going to focus on what is happening in our lives at the moment. This can be feelings, thoughts, or situations you're experiencing. On the right-hand side, it is going to be how you would like to feel. We're going to begin by roughly drawing a bridge linking the two pages. The bridge technique is about creating a link between two visuals. Furthermore, it is about creating new pathways in our brain, helping us with anchoring new thoughts and feelings. This is backed up by neuroscience. Then in a magazine, without overthinking it, I invite you to pick 4 or 5 images that represent your current experiences and 4 or 5 images of how you would like to feel. Time yourself for this activity so you don't get lost in searching for too long, then feel overwhelmed. This would be counteractive to what we're trying to achieve. So now we're going to stick our images on the left-hand side of your page only. We will do the right-hand side later on. At the top of your page, write the starter sentence today or at the moment in my life I feel. Then on the right-hand side of your page in a different color, we will write I would like to feel. Here is a moment of serendipity, which often happens when journaling. This image was sitting on my desk amongst a pile of pre-cut images. How uncanny. Is it trying to tell me something? So I decided to keep it and add it to my already chosen images, and the simple act of cutting it sent me the strong message that I could take some control back. Now we have completed both pages. On the left-hand side, you have what is happening in the moment in your life, and on the right-hand side, it is how you want to feel. It is not black or white, you may have a bit of both, but the idea is that we increase the feelings of the right-hand page. If it is possible, you can fold your journal and just look at one page, noticing how you feel and what thoughts you are having, then turning it over to the other side, still noticing. Now returning to the whole page, the reason I emphasize the idea of how you want to feel is that our brain is not linear. It doesn't know the difference between tomorrow and yesterday. So by creating new feelings, we are teaching our brain new ways, which brings us back into balance. While searching through some collage paper, I found this perfect image of a lady crossing a bridge and hanging on to dear life, which suited our activity. So I decided to add the character to my page. This is what is called synchronocity. A synchronicity is a concept created by the late and renowned Swiss psychologist and psychiatrist Carl Jung. It is to describe an event that coincides in time and appear meaningfully. How significant. The next step is to journal. You may want to use spontaneous writing technique, which is a writing with no concern of making mistakes over your collage or simply around your pictures. What you can also do is scribbles, symbolizing your frustrations, which is a helpful way to get rid of pent-up tension, and you may also want to stamp, which can have a similar effect. Spending some time with your page, noticing any changes, new thoughts, sensations. And after braving the inner storm, another way to help us focus is to have a little reminder while we create on the right page. As you can see, for most sentences, I have used the present tense, such as I am, I can, I love. As I said earlier, for our brain, time is not linear, and by using the present tense, it is more effective at triggering the desired emotional response. The reason for this is to train our brain to change perspective, therefore our behavior, creating a more opened mind, which consequently will help us stay open to many possibilities available to us. The next stage is to think of little actions we can take towards our goals or our dreams. So you may want to stamp like I'm doing here, or you may want to draw little steps. These are stamping feats. If the step seems too big, scary, or overwhelming, it will take us back to procrastinating. So make the step as little and achievable as possible. It has to feel right. I'm now using my little character to walk across the bridge and sense how it feels to me. In previous videos, I used a sick person to draw on a separate piece of paper. The journal can be interactive. It can be an immersive experience as though you were really there. So I'm placing her on different parts of the bridge, seeing how it feels until I have found a place for her. I would like to show you alternative to steps. You can cover the bridge like I did, and don't worry if you have already done this. You can stop at step 3 or add more over the weeks. You can also treat yourself with a gift once you have reached 5 steps as an encouragement for all your efforts. Sometimes we have setbacks also, but this is normal, so in this case it is okay to allow yourself a break. In case of a setback, you can use a spontaneous dialogue technique with your ally to get some guidance. Here are some examples of steps you can take also in the description box below. What I'm showing you here is that we often feel guilty, so the secret is about feeling the guilt, and you know if your choice is better for your well-being and others around you. So it is completely okay to still go ahead despite the guilt. We are not responsible for other people's reactions, only our own. Fear is responsible for procrastination, so feeling guilty or any other negative feelings most of the time stops us from taking healthier actions. It is due to negative past experiences, so I'm showing you a way you can take control of it to move forward. We're now going to add value to the choices we make. And by the way, our choices don't always have to be set in stone. We can also choose to change our minds, thank goodness. The idea is that gold is an encouragement to value ourselves, something we often understandably don't know how to do. So I invite you to lightly cover over the bridge lines with a gold acrylic marker or any other gold mediums. Of course, there is no obligation for this. As mentioned in previous videos, it is your journal and you do what you feel led to do. We have been so used to be told what to do, and even if it is still something you favor, then that's okay too. It's a process and it takes time to try out new way of beings. However, the more you practice and you will find what works for you. To help you get from one state of mind to the other, you can make a little tag like this one, or all you need to do is to hole punch it and get a bit of string. And then you can even add a symbol to it, and you can write a quote at the back of it. You can also stamp or draw the gift you will give yourself once you have reached a few steps on the bridge. Behind is an example of an affirmation which serves as a reminder. I also wanted to share some books that have inspired me over the years and in my work, and also inspired this video. You may want to pause and read the book blurb, but I'm also giving you a quick summary. I'm not advertising here or getting any money for this. It's just like a reference to what has inspired my video. So the first book is Understanding Dynamics in Relationship. The second one is The Power of Now, and guys, it's through challenge to find the power in the now, which is easier said than done, I know, but it's practice. And you know, it's about learning to surf the wave. Life is never plain sailing, as you know, no pun intended, by the way. So it is important to take some time to practice, to come back to the present moment, and you'll find your anxiety lowers. Very good book. The next book is called Find a Way by Diana Nyad, and it's a very inspiring book. The story of courage and never giving up. And finally, Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins. A very inspiring book and powerful book, especially if you're a people pleaser. So I hope this video would have been helpful to you. Take care of yourselves and don't forget your magic, everyone. Goodbye.